Okay, this might be just like the most random video I've ever made, but like I cannot be the only one who's been obsessed with the Kalogeras sisters. Like, come on. So I was thinking about it, and these girls, they are gorgeous. So I decided to make a little drawing of them. So I took inspiration from one of their pictures where the three of them are together, and I just love their energy. They're like so chaotic. So I started by drawing Sunday in the middle. I think Sunday is so pretty. She's so cute, and I would have never thought she was the oldest one. Like, I seriously thought she was the youngest one because she looks like so cute. Her face is so cute. But yeah, something I really wanted to emphasize is their huge, big curly hair. I'm like, oh my gosh, their hair is so gorgeous, and the hair color actually, it's so pretty and unique. I've never seen a hair color like theirs. Like, I've seen it, but it's very rare to see. It's like a mix of like a red, but it's still brown, and sometimes it looks blonde. It's just such a cool color. I guess some people call it strawberry blonde. Maybe that's the color. But I've never actually seen it in curly hair, like out in the wild in curly hair. And something I love about them is that they just wear their hair out. Like, they just wear their curly hair out and they look so good with it. Oh my goodness. And like, yeah, I started drawing Sunday in the middle, and I made her quite tiny. I had to make her quite a bit bigger when I stretched it out. And yeah, then I drew Dimitra, or Mia, however you want to call her. So like Dimitra, I think she is so gorgeous. She has like that glam look, which I really love about her. And something I do for my art style is that I don't usually really draw the lips whenever I do like sketching or liner, because it just always looks so bad. I don't know why. And something about the Kalogeras sisters, they just get recognized by their really big, nice lips. And I mean, I couldn't leave that detail out, especially for Dimitra, which has some really lovely big lips. So what I decided to do was that during the sketching and during the liner, I would just kind of like skip the lips, and when I went to coloring, I would actually do the lips, because I think it's such an important part of actually defining who they are. Like, of when you see the drawing, you think, oh, it's Kalogeras sisters, it's nobody else. But yeah, I made their hair really big. I love their curls. They're always defined and voluminous. They look so gorgeous. And I love that they work out. Their bodies, it's like body goals, okay? So I really kind of wanted to emphasize their tiny, tiny waist, which obviously in real life it's not that tiny as I drew it. But I think it's just really nice to emphasize certain things whenever you're drawing, and I think it looks really nice. I was also drawing Eliana, and something I really like about Ellie is that she looks so cute in this picture. She looks super duper cute. Unlike Sunday and Dimitra, Ellie seems to be smiling a bit more, and she just glows in this picture, okay? Like, Dimitra and Sunday, they look a lot more serious in this picture, and they look like they're, I don't know, like models and stuff, but Ellie just looks so happy. And I love how Ellie's hair looks in this picture. She was the one with the curliest hair, and I love that her hair is just really voluminous and she just lets it be, okay? So I really wanted to emphasize the fact that she had some really, really big hair, which suits her so well. She looks so cute with it. And I kind of wanted to make each of the sisters' eyes according to how they actually look in real life. Even though the eyes that I usually draw are very similar, I try to adapt to them. But yeah, now we're moving on to the liner, and something you guys know is that I quite like doing the liner actually, and I like playing with the pen pressure and stuff like that. And something I was really happy to do with this drawing is that since they had curly hair, and I wasn't about to draw every individual curl, okay? I'm kind of bad at hair still, but I decided to make these huge like waves in order to be like, oh yeah, that's curly hair. So what I did for their hair is that I played around a lot with the pen pressure, and I think that's something that really worked out in my favor, because in the hair and the wave, you can see that sometimes the line is a lot thicker and sometimes it's a lot thinner, and I think it just looks really lovely. And it makes them look magical almost. Like, they look like freaking fairies. They look like freaking fairies. They look like mermaids. That's what I was trying to say, okay? So their hair is just, oh my gosh, I'm addicted to their hair, okay? So yeah, I just sort of drew their faces. I was using the symmetry tool for all of the drawing. I swear the symmetry tool saves my life because since in this drawing they're particularly looking straight on at the camera, it's really helpful with the eyes because sometimes you don't get the eyes quite right when they're looking they're directly at the camera, and you can see the mistakes a lot clearer. So I really like using the symmetry tools in these types of situations because I think it just looks a lot better, okay? There's nothing wrong with using the symmetry tools. But yeah, I didn't think I could pull it off as well as I did because you could actually genuinely tell which girl was which it's hard in real life, okay? It's hard. Like, I remember the first time I kind of like saw some of their TikToks, I was like, which is which and which is that one and what is that? Like, I was confused on which was which. I actually thought they were triplets. But yeah, I think in the drawing, by seeing their faces, you can really see, oh, this is Sunday, this is Dimitra, and this is Eliana, and they all look the way they're supposed to look. And I feel like you just look at their face and scream, oh yeah, that's that girl, and that's the other girl. And I actually don't know how I pulled that off because I thought I would have like something like same face syndrome where the three girls, they look the same, like the same face. But no, they have very defined different characteristics, even though their noses are quite literally the same and their lips are really similar, and the eye shape, which is what I played around with most, still very similar, but by changing and twitching a few things, I feel like they actually could look different and you could tell which girl was which. I was gonna draw the little purse that they had, but like I felt like that was gonna distract from the girls, I guess, which I wanted to be the main focus, which is also why I didn't draw a background for it. Also because I'm lazy. Like, who draws backgrounds for their drawings? Like, who does that? But yeah, I live for their chaotic energy, okay? I wish I could be as chaotic as they are. They seem to like do whatever in their videos, and it's so funny and it cracks me out every single time. Eliana, she freaking cracks me up every time. For the drawing, I didn't really want them to look as serious as they looked in the picture. I swear, they were like looking at me like it was my fault, okay? And I don't even know what I did. But yeah, I drew each of their clothing and everything, and with the hair, I struggled a little bit to kind of get like the right shape all in kind of like one stroke, which is quite hard to do because you start to do all these ways and then you can't really get the hair to sit right with the same stroke, and then when you connect different strokes, it just looks really weird. So it took me quite a while to do that. Also, I was planning to do the angular kind of eyebrows for them since their eyebrows are very, I don't know, they're kind of angular, okay? And I usually for my drawings do a little like teardrop eyebrows, but I decided to do teardrop eyebrows too, just a little bit stretched because I feel like it fits better with my art style, and I feel like it still looks really good on them, and you can still tell which girl is which, and that's what really matters here, okay? But yeah, after drawing their expression and their clothes, I think they're sitting really nicely. Their bodies, I like how I proportioned them. I think they look really, really super duper duper cute. And now it is time to move on to the coloring. Now, you see, the paint bucket is my freaking best friend. I use it for every single little thing. I swear, I take as many shortcuts as I can, especially for drawings with like multiple people. I just kind of like take however many shortcuts I can. Like, I don't think it's cheating if I use copy paste. I don't think it's cheating if I use symmetry tool. I don't think it's cheating if I use the paint bucket, okay? It's just making my life easier. Plus, why are we doing like digital art if I can't make my life easier? Who said there were rules? But yeah, after that tiny little rant over there, we are coloring, and what I wanted to do for their colors is that I really wanted to go for like warmer tones because I feel like they've got that warm kind of beachy tone. Like they look the bomb. So I really went for much warmer colors for the hair. I kind of went for this kind of like ginger brown color, ginger brown. And for their eyes, I decided to make it a warm brown instead of, like, it's still a dark brown, but it's a warm, dark brown. But yeah, I kind of struggled with finding the color for like the skirt that Sunday was wearing or Demetria's pants because I couldn't really strike a perfect balance for like the perfect color, I guess. But yeah, I got that all figured out and we were good to go. And the coloring, I think it looks very nice and it just all blends in together, which is something I really like to do for my coloring, so that for preparation for the shading, because as you know, I use the same purple color to shade every single drawing I swear. It just looks so good, okay? So I just kind of use the same purple, and this time I chose a bit of a warmer, just a tad bit warmer purple. It still looks like the same, but it's a bit warmer. And that's why I wanted all the colors to be warmer before the actual shading, so that when I shaded, they looked even more warm, like, you know, warm on top. And this is not the usual color scheme I use for my drawings. Usually I use like cooler colors. But today we are going for warm, okay? We are going for warmness thingy. And why do I kind of feel like after finishing this drawing, it looks like Eliana's top and pants are literally the same color as her skin. Like, I must be tripping or something, but it looks like almost the same color. I should have chosen a different color, I think. Maybe I should have thought that actually through. I don't know if I can fix it. Okay, so now we're moving on to the shading. As I said, I used that shade of purple. That shade of purple freaking saves my life. But I think I used a slightly warmer shade this time. I'm not sure, okay? I just kind of like grabbed it, okay? I just kind of like just snatched it up. And you might be like, why are you just drawing a bunch of purple on top of your coloring? Like, you're destroying all of your coloring that you already did. And no, I'm not doing that. I'm just kind of like drawing with this and then filling it with the bucket. And then I'm just gonna go to the layer settings and just put it on multiply, so it's like more opaque, less opaque, I guess. Less opaque, that's the word, less opaque. And then it's more transparent and you can see the color underneath, but it all sort of like blends in because it has the same color shading. That's what I'm really trying to go for in all of my drawings, where it just all blends in because it has the same color of shading. And a mistake I used to make a lot when I started art really is that I used to take a darker shade of each color and that's how I would shade. Like a darker shade of the hair or a darker shade of the skin, and it didn't really look good. It looked kind of muddy. It didn't really blend in together the way one singular color does. Plus, like, I didn't know how to do shading at all. And also, I'm really lazy, so like grabbing a different color for each little thing sounds like torture to me. Also, sometimes you want to lower the opacity of a certain of the layer, right? And you lower the opacity and like some colors look good and the other colors don't look good and you can barely see them with the opacity low. But if you turn it high, then you can barely see some, you can see all of the color and you can see, it's just a mess, okay? I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore. Okay, so we're doing shading. I just fill it in with the bucket, as I say. I was gonna shade the eyes, but then I was like kind of like, nah, let's not shade the eyes. Let's do that. Let's just not do that, okay? I always forget to fill the white part of the eyes, like the sclera, I think it's called. I always forget to fill it in. And what I hate about filling in the white part, I don't know why I'm going this tangent, this rant, but yeah, what I hate about filling in the white part is that it never fills in with the bucket because the white is almost like the same color as the skin, I think. And that's why it never fills up and I always have to fill it manually, and there's always little spots that I forget to fill because I don't zoom in on my drawings, because when I'm recording I can't zoom in. So I just sort of, yeah, I just try to fill it up as best as I can and hope I didn't miss any spots. And then I end up exporting my drawing like 20 times because I always had a tiny mistake in each little thing. But yeah, it just results in chaos, okay? It's chaotic to do this. But yeah, the shading takes me a lot of time and I'm so glad that we are finally almost quite there, and now we're done. But yeah, now something that I really like to do for my drawings is something that I like to call the gradients. And as you can see, adding shading adds a lot of depth to the drawing, but like gradients just really makes it come together and blend in, okay? So I just sort of add gradients in a really warm peachy tone for this drawing. I choose like a color that mostly blends in the drawing and the color that I mostly use for the drawing, and I just sort of draw kind of little gradients everywhere, and it looks really nice and I like doing them. And then I just turn the opacity down and it looks like dbomb.com and it blends in well, and I just love doing the gradients and I think it looks really good over here. Okay, so now finally my favorite part of doing every single drawing is the highlights. And I felt like for the Kalogeras sisters, I really had to take advantage of the fact that they have these really nice curls. And since there's like in the inspiration picture I took, there's like a lot of lighting reflection thingies happening with the hair, and their hair looks like blonde. It looks freaking blonde. It looks so cool. So yeah, I kind of wanted to emulate the fact that their hair was shining, and what I do for almost every single one of my drawings at this point is that I just sort of do these random highlight stroke thingies to kind of add like fake shine into my drawings. And I know this is not the way that hair actually shines, and that's not how it works, but I think it looks like glitter, and I like glitter, okay? So I just sort of add these little stripe thingies everywhere on the hair. I also added highlights on their actual clothing, which I think looked really cute. And this is what I sort of tried to fix the way Ellie's top looked, because it looked kind of like as if the top was the same color as her skin, and I think that's a bit of a problem. So I decided to make it kind of like a corset top, I guess, by adding these little lines. I don't know if it really did anything, but it just makes me feel better, okay? Then I just put like the shine on the eyes, and like this is what brings the drawing to life. It looks so cute. But yeah, I add a little bit of highlights to the blush, which I think looks super duper cute. It kind of makes it like real life highlighter, and then to the eyes, which looks so adorable. And now we are done. The final result. So you guys, let me know if you liked how this turned out. I think it looks so good, and I'm really hoping to do more drawings in the future, so give me some ideas, guys. And I hope you like how the drawing actually looks. Okay. Wanna watch another video? Click over here, and if you want to subscribe, click over here.